Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome to your reading. We're going to take a look at the overall energy that you're up against, your challenge, and then I look at you first, then I'm going to look at your person. And plus, I go through Aries through Pisces as well. So let's start off with the overall energy, and we're seeing judgment. All right. So a lot of judgments happening, a lot of in right now to judging situations that we might feel are for certain. We have the answers. We know the truth. It's got to be this. I can just see it in her. It's conviction, right? It's my truth. And so we're going to check into this energy because right now there is a lot of, truths coming up. We're in, we just went through the Scorpio moon, we just went through the eclipse, we just went through all this stuff, and it's like I feel like I know the answers, I've got the answers, and I'm ready to go. So that's kind of what's coming through for this. But on the flip side of that, it can be, are you sure? Are you sure you're basing your current judgments off of the facts in the now moment? Or are these because something happened in the past, or you're so certain that a situation, you expect it to be a certain way because it has happened before? And that tends to be what a lot of us do. It's our intuition as well, right? It can just feel like we have a collection of data and we know when we're right. And sometimes we're just not, So let's see where this reading goes for you today. I do have the Sun card here as well. So you see this awesome energy of renewal for you too as well. It's like something's trying to, come to light for you. Some clarity is trying to come in, some growth, but it looks like, your heart is telling you something. And, it's like you got to always trust where your heart's leading you first and foremost. But at the same time, let's see where the reading is taking you with your person. If this conviction you may have, or this truth that you may be following or believing to the core, because it is ultimate trust. You do want to, trust yourselves, but let's see if your person gives off a different story. So let's look at you and your biggest challenge and how you view your situation. Page of Wands. I love that energy for you. What's the biggest challenge? The King of Cups. All right. Maybe Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Maybe you wanted to have some fun with somebody. Maybe you think somebody's playing around on you. Somebody is a charmer. Somebody, you feel obviously a connection here with somebody with these energies coming through. So how do you view your person? I see the Two of Cups. Oh, it must be that you're really falling for somebody. And you just don't know if you're being played, or you don't know if this is just a fun, flirty type of energy relationship. And does this person really truly have feelings for you? So you can see that you're feeling some sort of connection. All right. But the problem with the King of Cups as your challenge, and we'll look at your person here so I can really jump into it, but that can be a problem because the King of Cups can pull away from you. And you may think that they're playing you, and that's not always true. It's just sometimes when a Scorpio energy, even if your person's not a Scorpio or not a fire sign, they tend to have these, we all have these placements, and we all have these kind of characteristics, more or less. It could be somebody just has a hard time expressing their feelings, all right? And they pull back, they repress sometimes their feelings, and they try to keep it light until they feel safe. And that is just the truth, until they know exactly what's going on here. But because they're showing up as a King of Cups, or the challenge you're having is with a King of Cups, it can be kind of like, I feel something is good with this person. I feel something, I feel this connection. They really make me feel good when they're around me. Why did they close off and not want to express their feelings? And so let's take a look. And for you, it could, because this energy can be confusing. Even if this is somebody new or somebody that you've been, kind of connecting with, and you already are in this pattern where they pull away a little bit, even when the connection might even feel extremely strong. There could be trust issues. Scorpio always has trust issues. And that's the detective inside of us. That's the suspicious inside of us. That's your Scorpio energy. It's like, why is this person really into me? Maybe they're questioning you. Okay, you make me feel good. There's mutual attraction here. I really love connecting with you. But, at the same time, is it too soon? Is it just timing in the relationship? Because with your energy, the Page of Wands, it can show that you're ready to go and gear it up and fire it up, and you don't care. That can give you a fool energy. that can just give you this, this energy of my heart. I'm going with the flow. Like, I really want to see this happen. Somebody's got you, really wanting them pretty badly. And so it could be, Leo, that you're just being asked to slow down. Maybe the connection is kind of strong for your person. And, it might feel natural for you to just be like, I express myself. This is it. Let's go. But your person may be saying, this could be going too fast, right? Because even the Two of Cups can indicate that you're at the beginning of a cycle. And when I say that in my readings, the beginning of a cycle, it doesn't mean like you just started fresh right off the gate, but it does mean that you've reached some level and you're still kind of, seeing in where you're at and kind of feeling things out. But sometimes people want to get ahead of themselves and move forward, which I get. So let's see your person and their biggest challenge, how they view you, right? And then any shifts that you might see this week. And then I'll see what spirit thinks you should do, regardless of what's going on, to help. I'm always looking to help you move forward in your situation using the powers of the universe, the power, right? The laws of the universe. So your person, Queen of Cups, look at this, right? So there's no doubt in my mind that they're not feeling this connection with you. And there is potential for this to turn into a serious relationship. The thing is, though, is I feel like there's two water signs showing up representing both of you. So I don't care what your zodiac signs are, okay? But this is showing me that on an emotional level, you feel something, but you just know, why won't they crack open? Why won't they let go? Right? Because this is somebody that is very drawn to you, very attracted to you, and you don't really have to do much. You really get this person's attention. You don't have to do much, but that can be overwhelming. You can be very enticing, very nurturing and loving and caring, and but they also can see you too as somebody that wants to fix everything and wants to, you jump in emotionally really, really fast, right? And so they're just questioning things too. It's just, it could be easy in this energy that I'm picking up for two people to jump into that passion, or jump in and have so much fun and get lost in the middle, and then all logic leaves. And then next thing it doesn't last long, and that could be a pattern that even your person here has dealt with in the past, and they just want to make sure they can trust you, trust the situation. And even if you're in a relationship with somebody, I try to touch everybody's, I can't obviously, but generally try to connect as many people as I can. If you're in a relationship and there is anything that happened where there was some sort of trust or betrayal, or, you just feel like somebody's closed off or pulling their energy from you, it could be that I want to start, I want to start again. I definitely want to reconcile, but this is somebody that's just not going to open up entirely right out the gate just because it feels right in the moment, especially if there is any kind of betrayal or any kind of situation that had happened that caused a break in the relationship or caused somebody to close down. All right. So it just seems like even if you're in the beginning of a reconciliation, it's about the timing right now, and you may be misreading into a situation because you need to feel comforted and you need to feel certain. And unfortunately, we've been going through some times right now, the past couple weeks, especially with the eclipse energies, of uncertainty, and we don't always have the truth, right? And that's why, even going back to the Judgment card, it's like you got to be careful, because yes, this could be a situation you have dealt with before, and it is a repeated pattern. And that's a different, you catch it, you got to do something different about it. But it could be, you could accuse somebody or judge somebody or judge a situation, and it's actually not anywhere near what you might really think. So let's see your person's biggest challenge with you. I see the Death card. All right, that's a big one. Let's see how they view you. The Hanged Man. And what's shifting for them this week, I see the 7 of Cups. All right. So this tells a whole story in itself right now. So now I'm looking at somebody here that's viewing you as kind of being indifferent. All right. It's like something has changed. They feel that you have changed. They feel like you are somebody that has maybe let go of something, and you are trying to move into something new. And that can be the Page of Wands too. If some of you have just came out of a relationship, that's why your person's a little bit hesitant to just completely open up. All right. They can see though that you've changed and you're trying to move on, move forward, right? But right now what I'm seeing is everything is kind of undefined right now, right yet. Neither of you really know where this is going just yet, but your person here, the 7 of Cups, it's not stopping them from seeing the possibilities. All right. That's where you're seeing the confusion. You feel the connection, all right, but you have somebody here that's still questioning, is this reality? Is this going to really work? Is this just emotions? Is just a fantasy? Is this too good to be true? Are we getting back into something that should be over, but we can't let go of each other, all right? Because that can indicate too their biggest challenge, the Death card, is being able to let go of something that happened in the past, right? Whereas you want to move on and let go of something, but somebody here may be still kind of hesitant to just jump right in. And that's all I'm getting. It's like, wait a minute, we got to pause here for a second. That's all we're seeing. The 7 of Cups is, what's shifting this week is your person could start to see more signs and really follow their heart, right? I need to make some sort of choice here to move forward. They definitely see the possibilities in this connection and want to, see where it goes. But at the same time, you see somebody here that it's not about what they feel for you. It's more about their challenge of letting go of, one, if this is something, you're connecting with somebody that you have connected with before and something happened, like I said, they may be afraid that you really haven't let things go. Like you may be acting as if you're good, everything's changed, you're ready to let go of the past, you're ready to move forward, look at things different. But your person's still a little bit wary of that if they can trust that. Now, I get that conclusion because the Judgment card can be whenever times get tough or something happens, what do we immediately do? We judge the situation based off the past, and we may accuse somebody or make an accusation, just simple accusations like, of this person's character because of the way they acted or the way they pulled back. Now, that person may take that personally and feel like no matter what they do, they are judged based off of something they did in the past. And that's where their hesitation could be. Now, this is a new person. Maybe they're still going through some grief, right? You see there could be a non-committal type of energy just yet, but it's a hesitancy. I'm just trying to be patient, get to know you, connect with you, all right? If they're still letting go of somebody from the past, but you're ready, but you're feeling like you're waiting, right? Because they see you as potentially, waiting for them, right? This is something where you truly do just have to surrender to the situation and allow this to unfold, because you can see the 7 of Cups still tells me that somebody here really in their downtime is constantly fantasizing about what could be. There's so much here, there's something about this person really, really feels connected to, and it's almost like you can see them, but maybe you are just a step ahead. And I feel like your biggest challenge is just the standstill. It's like, I want something to change so I feel more secure, right? And the Sun card is telling you that what's growing behind the scenes here too, this Judgment, is really, maybe you are falling in love with somebody and you're scared to make the wrong decision, right? You're so scared to fall in love with somebody and get fooled again, all right? The Sun card is showing here that you've grown a lot. You've grown so much. So if this is somebody coming back, the second sting doesn't hurt as bad. I know that sucks, but it's like you've grown and this is about having self-trust in the situation. If this is somebody new in your life, this is about, self-trust. It's about, all right, I know I can get burned, all right, but I've got to choose to stand in my truth. What's happening right now? And am I ready for this? And I'm just going to go for it, make a decision to open up my heart and have some trust in yourself that if things seem wrong or if they're not in alignment with your truth, then you back away, right? But you don't have to stop yourself from moving forward. Unless, of course, it's a dark road and really, you shouldn't be going down that road. All right. So, what does Spirit think you should do right now before I get into Aries through Pisces? I see the Hierophant, and the Hierophant is connecting to, going back to the basics, connecting to your true values, connecting to what brings you here, what your story is, what you're looking for, what you want in a relationship. And this is, also you've learned so many lessons, so stay true to yourself, right? Again, with that Judgment card, which is why you have to question yourself if whether or not you are in a situation that is not in alignment with you and you already know it. All this stuff is going to sound like, too good to be true to you if you are connecting with somebody that just is not showing up. They're not loyal, they're not committed, they don't share the same values of you. So that Judgment card is saying, you keep moving forward and you're going against your truth. This is where the Seven of Cups, you're going to continue being in a relationship or connecting with people and never feeling ultimately fulfilled, right? So, but if this is a situation and you feel these cards, like you just know it, right? This is always staying true to your values, right? And that's boundaries. And we see potential leveling up in a relationship this week, connecting on a different level, connecting, but also seeing that you're safe and it feels like the two of you um, are on the same page, right? So Aries, let's look at Aries through Pisces and let's just see if I can get anything else about, what it is they may be letting go of, or they're having a hard time. This can be just control, they don't want something to end, and that could be even with you too. They don't want something to end and they may feel like you're indifferent because they're constantly leaving you questioning whether or not they're moving forward or not. So let's see if anything shows up for each zodiac sign. Aries, I see the Six of Pentacles. So it looks like Aries this week investing more time and really trying to show up for you. All right. You may get an offer this week, or you may just notice they're being more consistent with you. Taurus, the Nine of Cups, totally desires you. You might intimidate them, right? Maybe they're so attracted to you and they just don't want to fall for any BS, right? We're not all innocent here. You can put some devil ears on top of her right there. She knows that she can work it. She's got it, whether you're male or female. All right. So Taurus might be a little bit hesitant, right? Maybe you got them more than you think, and they're just not used to somebody having this influence over them. So, apparently it looks like you're going to be very happy, satisfied with the outcome of you and Taurus. Gemini, Five of Cups, right? So it looks like Gemini is still kind of leaning towards feeling disappointed in themselves, or they don't want to disappoint you, or, they're still grieving a situation. And that's just it. You can't ask when somebody's going to get over something. That's not fair. All right. It may take somebody an awfully long time. It can take some of us, think about how long it takes you to get over something if somebody really hurt you. So if they were hurt or they just had some sort of loss in their life, and or you guys just got into a heavy heated argument and they're still kind of mulling over it. That's what I'm seeing here, though. I'm seeing somebody here that's still going through a process, and it's more about them processing their emotions, and maybe not for you to take it personal. All right. Now, Cancer, I see the Two of Swords. You have a Cancer that feels the love, but they're still kind of indecisive. I want this, but is this right? And that's kind of like what I was picking up here. It's like, I want this, I feel you, but I'm still kind of weary. I just want to make sure everything, I'm not going to get sucked into something that I'm trying to avoid, or just being patient with your Cancer is what I'm seeing. Leo, you got the Justice card. Now, it really does feel like you get triggered easy. It's got to be somebody's doing something against me. Somebody's lying. Somebody's not being honest with me. And so this here can get you caught up, this Justice card, right? It's, of course, it's the fighter. It's the integrity. You've been bullied or beat up or betrayed or anything like that, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You just feel like everybody kind of owes you some sort of karma or some sort of justice. And it's hard to trust who's really being authentic with you and who's not being authentic with you. And that seems to be one of your triggers that might be coming up. And, you may be, sometimes I see that you may be punishing the wrong people. We're angry and at other people that have betrayed us in the past. And we tend to blame the people that are in our lives right now, and really sometimes the punishment doesn't fit the crime. But I can see that you really are. The good thing is that you're really just, convicted and trusting in yourself. So all you're being asked to do is, one, stand in your integrity, but make sure you're questioning both sides before, because this is the judge too. It's like you've got to have all your facts before you make a decision, is all this is saying. So there is some sort of karmic cycle you're dealing with this week. Closure, a very big one, a lot of major arcana here showing here that you are just lifting, releasing some things, patterns, breaking out of a certain way, and it's getting you more in alignment with your truth. So there could be an apology, there could be a reconciliation with you and another Leo this week as well. Virgo, the star card. All right. So things really looking up. I see a happy times coming in, but we're just trying to work with the energies that we're given right now. Virgo's been maybe going through a lot. And so it's just sort of timing for you right now when it comes to a Virgo. It looks like, try to stay away from thinking the worst case scenario when it comes to your Virgo. Libra, King of Pentacles. So Libra stepping up to the plate. Looks like, wanting to fix things, make things work because they do see potential future with this. But they may be coming in very grounded and practical. And, this is just a steady and slow energy. Like, if this is really going to work, we're going to make it work. And you're going to, it sort of requires patience here, even with a King of Pentacles, especially if they've got a lot going on. Scorpio, Queen of Pentacles, same deal. It's like you're just dealing with somebody here, even though they have deep emotions and they feel the connection here. You have somebody here that's very hesitant, very slow to just give up authority. It's like, I care. I want to, take things slow, make it work. And sometimes you're dealing with all these kings and queens, guys, and you're dealing with other people that feel pretty comfortable in their own skin and just don't need or want to jump into anything. And if you have anxious attachment, sometimes when you're connecting with somebody who's a little bit more secure and just doesn't want to rush in, it can really trigger that in you, and you can think you've done something wrong. But you're connecting with somebody who's actually showing up in your reading as, really leveling up and really wanting security, but also very secure in themselves. Sagittarius, Ace of Wands, right? So Sagittarius is feeling the fire. Maybe it's just so soon, and maybe they want to make it last with you, so they want to take it slow, right? But the potential here is, it's just right at the beginning here with you and a Sagittarius, so anything is possible. Capricorn, things moving pretty fast this week. So keep in mind that things move fast, but sometimes we miss the mark and things can move too fast, and it can add pressure. So if somebody pulls back or Capricorn pulls back, it could be because they're feeling pressure. And that's it. It has nothing to do with the passion. It still feels exciting. So it may be a little bit kind of a putting the brakes on here and there with a Capricorn. Aquarius, Three of Swords, still dealing with some sort of heartache. I made a decision and I wasn't happy about it, and I'm still dealing with that. So you may be feeling like they're distant from you. They're dealing with some sort of disappointment in themselves or somebody else, and it's just a matter of time. They just need a little bit of space here, to start opening up again and seeing the love in this situation. Pisces, the high priestess, right? So Pisces is kind of lurking, it's got this energy like, I'm just observing you. That's all I'm getting. I'm observing you, and I'm seeing what you're up to, what you're doing, and I'm seeing, how we really vibe together. Maybe I enjoy just kind of watching you and enjoy the process of getting to know you, or I'm enjoying, just seeing how things play out, and it just feels like there's some silence here only for them to observe you, right? That could be very tricky because it could make you feel like somebody's pulling away to test you, and that can really trigger you. But here it feels like it's more like, I don't know what's happening or where anything's going just yet, but I do know I like what I see, right? So if you're still with me, let's get a yes, no. Think of your question. Right, so this card just wanted to fall out. So, oh wow, I got a yes, and I got the King of Wands. Big heart, big King of Wands, big sun energy. Aries here, but keep your eye on the vision. You know, you're on top of your game. You have a lot of energy here. You tend to be very optimistic, and somebody may be testing you right now. And it could be, you're showing up as the King of Wands. That can be somebody who can be overbearing at times. You lead for that reason. But right now, you may be dealing with somebody here who's more of a watery, feminine energy, just wanting to kind of, just go with the flow in a sense, chill back, sit back. But it's energy that works very well together. You got a lot of fire and water here, and it's just around, we don't want to put the flame up too much because the water will boil, but we can keep it nice so where it's a nice jacuzzi, type of temperature. But if the fire goes up too much, the water feels pressure, it gets, I mean, yeah, it can get steamy, it can get good, I guess, but you know what I'm trying to say. Look at that death card's at the bottom of the deck too. And so that death card was your person's challenge. So your person's challenge, could just be having a hard time moving on from, a version that they know or a part of themselves that they know they need to let go of, but they're just struggling with it right now. It could be just their psyche, right? I love you guys. Take care.